So good morning, everybody. Good morning. I think I'm like 3 minutes earlier than what I normally am because I think I always start around like 6:10 or something. So, oh hey, Addison, since I see that you're on, how's my volume? How's my volume? Give me a couple thumbs up if you can hear me okay, just so that I know if I need to adjust or not. I'll wait for you to let me know if my volume's good. I want to make sure that you can hear me. I'm feeling a little stuffy. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Addison. So, yeah. Oh. So, I hope everybody had a good night's sleep. Hey, good morning, Michael. Good morning. Hope everybody had a good night's sleep. I was shifting through quotes here, trying to find a quote to go with my title, and let me go ahead and pull this up so that I can read everybody's comments a little bit better. I pull up on the computer as well. It's taking a bit. Okay. I got everything. Okay, hey, good morning. See, now I see your comment. Comments come through quicker on my computer than they do on my phone, but the audio is clearer on my phone than on my computer. So, whatever. It's teamwork between phone and computer, I guess. So, yeah. And then I got people popping in and messaging, so. And other people coming down the stairs. Good morning, Amy. So, hey, good morning, Jason. Good morning. So the topic of today is God white noise. Hold on, I'm gonna wait. He's done clanging in there, grabbing a cup of coffee, so that the white noise is gone. Good timing on white noise, right? And it's interesting. I was, yesterday this topic actually came up for me personally yesterday. And as I was listening to the conversation around white noise and God, and and it's really, when I say is God white noise to you, it's really about tuning in, right? Tuning in, and how do we do that? And how do we actually see that we have caused this disconnect? And I think that it's really, I think the biggest issue that most of us have, all of us have, is that we have this disconnect, and we're looking for connection. Every single place that we go, right? We look for connection through our relationships. We look through connection in our work. We look through connection, we look for connection with ourselves. We look for connection with something higher than, greater than self. And we are eternally craving, hungering for this connection. And it feels like it's never going to get met, never going to actually happen. Which then leads us to the greatest connection that we're really striving for. And anything that we do, we're striving for this connection, but it all leads back to the one. And that is, and I'm going to just use the word God here, but you place it with whatever you need to place that with, whether that's another word for God, another name for God, or universe, or energy, or higher self, or what have you, okay? So, it's that connection that we're looking for with God, the Creator, that is the main thing that we're really, truly desiring. And when we do that, good morning, buddy. When we do that, what we achieve from that is that we achieve all of our goals. Things start to just manifest for us. Miracles happen. Magic happens. Addison and I did a beautiful talk yesterday, very fun, playful talk in costume yesterday on Free Spirit Talks talking about the magic in life. And this is kind of on that same line, because, you know, if you want the magic in your life to happen, well, you have to, number one, become aware of the magic in life. So what we end up doing, though, is we end up just thinking that we are connecting, thinking that we are open, thinking that we, you know, are doing all the right things. And notice that I'm using the word thinking. So we're here in our head, and we're operating from this place of the head space and not from the experiential space of our being. And that means that we're not, you know, we're not really truly feeling it. We're not really there. We're not listening. We think we're listening. So I'm going to put it into really easy terms for you guys. Anybody who has kids or has been in a relationship, okay, or just if that doesn't work for you, think back to when you were in school or you're at work or something, and somebody is just going blah 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 blah, and they're talking. So, you know, it's the nagging spouse syndrome, right? So the nagging spouse, and they're just nagging. What happens if they're always nagging? We start to just, all of a sudden we start to go right? It just becomes this, like, in the background. They become white noise. We see their mouths moving. We know that they're saying something to us, but it's really, really hard for us to pay attention to what they're saying, what is going on. And what that is that there's that lack of connection there. So, you know, we do that. I know that I do it with, like, my kids. Sometimes I'll be so caught in what I'm doing, what I think I need to be doing. And my you know, daughter will say something, and just the other day we're driving someplace, and she's in the back seat going, Mom. But I was having this conversation with my son while we were driving, so it was white noise. It was this coming from the back seat. Did not hear the mom. Well, her friend was in the back seat with her, so she, all of a sudden, she goes, Hey, Mom. But her tone was different. Her voice was completely different, and it shifted me really, really quick. And I went, huh? What? And of course, my daughter's like, you know, answer her, don't answer me type thing. The point is that we do this in all areas of our life where people in our life become this white noise, right? Then all of a sudden we have this moment where we shift, and we get, like, the white noise goes away. Ooh, my chair is spinning. We have this moment where we shift, and the white noise gets interrupted. Something happens. We go, whoa. It's like this shocker, and all of a sudden we realize in that moment everything, like, I missed this. What were you saying? So what I want to ask you is, where have you allowed God, the Creator, that voice, to become white noise and not that present, in your face, connected communication line? Because the most important communication line is that communication line right there, you know, and we do it in multiple ways. And I'm going to hit things that I always hit. I mean, I'm a firm believer in going within and opening up and shutting stuff down around you so that you can tap in and that you can hear. But it takes the focus, the desire, the belief to do those things so that you can actually tap in and hear. And hey, good morning, Patrick. Actually tap in and hear. So the number one question, and here's your journal question of the day. Where am I allowing God to become white noise in my life? Where am I allowing that communication line to God to just get muffled out from the white noise of the chatter in your head, the chatter of the world, the chatter of your phone going bloop, 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 right? You know, your Facebook status updates, your emails coming in, the text messages coming in, the sports that you got to check in on. I mean, it's Super Bowl weekend coming up, right? So where are you letting all of that chaos, all of that, thank you, buddy, but I don't think that has any relevance to the conversation. And where are you letting all of that chatter get you off target? So I want you to really look at, you know, where's that white noise? Where is that white noise in your life? And then the next trick is to really lean in and start to connect. So I'm going to bring this into like alchemy, right? Received a beautiful testimony from a client of mine the other day. I'm not going to get into the whole story there, but the end of his testimony was that in alchemy, you have to have a catalyst. You have to have a catalyst to make the change. So you cannot change anything without this catalyst, right? So there has to be something that comes in and moves it, shifts it, okay? And he was thanking me for being this catalyst in his life over the last few months to open him up to these things. And all I did as his catalyst, as he's titling me, is open him up to the actual practices to become his own catalyst, you know, and that's it. It's all I did was I gave him the practices to become his own catalyst so that he could shift. And Michael, I'm going to steal this one from you, so that he could shift his shit, okay? And that is like, because you have to shift the shit. You have to get through. So being an alchemist is about being in your element, right? So you have to become in your element. How do you get to that element? By not letting God be the white noise, okay? Don't let God be the white noise in there. You got to connect. You have to connect. So steps to connection would be really, you know, number one, taking that, you gotta set time aside. You have to set time aside for self and for communication, connection, whatever you want to call it, with God, with going inward and upward. Okay, let me say upward. I kind of believe that, you know, God is everywhere, right? But you really do need to and set aside time. So how important is your spiritual practice to you? How important is your personal practice to you? Those two practices should be your primary practices. Personal practice meaning, I mean, I think everybody should get spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is what? We're talking about prayer. We're talking about going into silence, into stillness. Connecting to the magic is with, so callous to shift that shit. Yes. So you're going into stillness, into silence through prayer, through meditation, okay? Prayer and meditation. So everything we do is a spiritual practice. Number one, I want to clear that up. Everything is about getting into spirit. So I don't care what you're doing. And this is why, like in my practice, I don't take anything out. And, you know, in my coaching practice, I don't take anything out. Everything. I weave everything together because everything is a spiritual practice. There's nothing that is not spiritual. Okay? So, the primary, though, that you want to focus in on is your prayer life, your meditation life. Building a very strong foundation there, because the stronger you can get and the more you can sit in silence with yourself without music on, without the TV on, without looking at your phone every 2 seconds, without, you know, if you can drive in the car for 15 minutes and actually enjoy yourself by being in connection to and opening up instead of having to have chatter, because every time that you have to have chatter, what you're doing is you're creating actual white noise to your connection line to the communication of God. So eliminate the actual physical, the stuff that we do to create white noise. As the person who can't be in the house alone, they have to turn the TV on, they have to have the radio on. They can't sit in silence, okay? Yes, I'm talking to you right now. Turn it all off. And if you go, oh, but I'm going to go stir crazy, I need noise. That means that you are not at peace with yourself. You're not in love with yourself. You don't like yourself. Self-acceptance, self-love, self-forgiveness. Those are the things that you need to be working on. And the start is by turning all that shit off and learning how to tap in and get comfortable in small doses. So just take 5 minutes, 5-minute doses, okay? That's it. And then build up from there. But do it daily. Make it a daily practice. Other part of strong spiritual practices is that it is a daily practice. It has to be a daily practice. There's a reason why in the Bible and in many other faiths it's talked about 40 days in the desert, right? 40 days in the desert means 40 days of trial, 40 days of being tested, 40 days of having to really push through and make that commitment. And it takes more than 21 days to create a habit. I believe that recent science said something about like 63 days or something. Well, 40 days probably is actually where that shift actually happens. We either break or we really dig our toes into the sand, you know, and we just go for it and we really, really go and move forward. If you fall off of a 40-day track, hey, good morning, Michael. Yoga time. Yes, see you Saturday, Michael. But if you fall off of that 40-day track, then you pick it back up, not on day 27 when you fell off, but on day 1, okay? You pick it back up on day 1 and you make that commitment to make it another 40 days, okay? So that's how that spiritual work really needs to work. You've got to commit to that at that kind of intensity so that you can shift your shit. Because if you're just like a flash in the pan, as I refer to it, that, you know, like water hitting oil, and it just goes like that, that's it. There's nothing. Woo, 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 woo. It doesn't, it's not a big deal. You're just a flash in the pan otherwise. You don't want to be a flash in the pan. Most people are flashes in the pan. Average and ordinary is flash in the pan. Consistency is where everything happens. So you have to be, if you want to see change, if you want to see true blessing in your life, it is about consistency. And it's about that consistency of really pushing through when you have not had, you know, the reward come to you. It's in those moments when you feel like everything is for sure getting stripped away from you. It's in those moments when you're just like, oh my gosh, how much, you know, more can I handle? I don't think I can handle anymore. That you really just got to dig in and connect more. Go deeper. Lean in more. Breathe in more. Okay? And that is where the importance of, and as Michael Smith is saying here, I believe he's probably explaining something that I'm just getting ready to, is that's the importance of really tapping in to that silent time, making that commitment to the silent time, making that commitment to your prayer life, your meditation life, okay, doing your internal work. 95% of the battle, guys, of creating the life that you want, of, you know, if you're building a business, if you're looking for the relationship of your dreams, if you're, you know, wanting to make more money, if you're wanting to overcome a health issue, whatever that dream desire is, 95% of it is doing the internal work, 5% is external action, okay? And that's why I always focus in on the internal work. That's where, you know, like that's the big boulder in the road that you need to deal with. Stop worrying about the pebbles. We get really caught up on the pebbles and we ignore the boulder, okay? So pay attention to the boulder, and the boulder is doing that spiritual work, because that is getting you into your element so that you can be the alchemist, the co-creator to the life that you want, okay? That's how you have that magical life. That's how you call in the blessings. So once you do those things and you get really, really into the practice of prayer, meditation, silence, okay, then you need to start looking at, what's the other internal work that you need to do. Always feed yourself positive things, right? So you need to feed yourself positive things. This is, where I kind of refer to gourmet food or fast food. What are you eating? Now, you might really enjoy that fast food, but if you try living on the fast food, you're going to end up disease-ridden, sluggish, fatigued, obese, just taking medications, all this different stuff, and the battle home is going to be a heck of a lot harder than if you just got on the right path, right? Which would mean eating that gourmet food, eating clean, all that kind of stuff. So, yes, and actually food plays a significant role in your ability to get rid of white noise. So I'm going to encourage everybody to, focus in on your diet as well, because if you're eating healthier things such as leafy green vegetables and citrus fruits and drinking lots of water, not overdoing it, it's not saying that you can't go have that fast food burger, you can't go have that cocktail, you can't go and enjoy that, eat that bag of chips, fine, do it, but do it here and there, not as a consistent, okay? Keep your food, your actual food source, really, really light and healthy and focused on fruits and vegetables. That helps your vibration. It helps keeping you clean, because guess what? If your body is not healthy, guess where your thought is going to, where the chaos is going to come in? You will create white noise through an ill diet, because you will become ill and it will weaken your ability to actually go internal and be able to have the presence that you need. So having a healthy diet routine and eating properly and doing the things that you need for your body, such as exercise, and I always lean back on yoga and walking, although now I'm in love with getting a body stretch after the other day, because it's like a assisted stretching, because it was amazing. It's amazing. So Thai yoga, assisted body stretching, if you're into getting some loving pain from somebody, that's awesome. But things that open the body, things that keep your body flexible, because here's the thing that you have to realize about the body. Our physical body is basically just a physical expression of what is going on internal and how we are moving through life. So if you feel restricted physically, then you're going to be restricted energetically, because the restriction energetically is there. Your body will shut down in places that you are being rigid. Okay, so those things that you're not willing to move through, when your body is holding in those spaces, then you're not able to move through them. Okay, so I know I'm speaking to some people on here. Oh, good morning, Sandra. But those places where you feel that restriction means that you're not able to open up into it. So that's why the body is that physical representation of what is going on emotionally and energetically for you. So make sure that you take care of the body and keep it as fluid as you possibly can in its movement, so that you can process and move through things easier with greater grace and ease. Okay, because that's what it comes all down to. Grace and ease. Okay, grace and ease. It's not supposed to be hard. We're supposed to be able to tap in and move through with grace and ease, not get stranded in a desert for 40 days. We put ourselves in a desert for 40 days. So, but then with that, also looking at, excuse me, right, hold on, coffee break. That's why it's called coffee, right? Oh, let me read what Michael said here. When you get caught up on the pebbles, sometimes we forget about the barn. Oh, about the Bam Bam. I guess my eyes are not quite open yet. Bam Bam, and the Bam Bam always follows the pebbles. Flintstones comment? The Flintstones comment. Okay. I was thinking pebbles like rocks there. Okay. Then we're off to the Flintstones. Yes. Yes. Bam Bam. Bam Bam and pebbles. Oh, old great Hanna-Barbera thing. Okay. So yeah. So then the next thing that we need to, you're right though, the next thing that you need to look at when, you know, for that white noise, because this is all about making sure that your connection is not white noise, right? Is then looking at more of that internal work. So if you've got the physical going on, you're doing the physical exercises, you're keeping your body physically open, you're doing those kinds of things, right? Stretching, opening, keeping a healthy physical body. And then you're also strengthening your spiritual life, tapping into positive things, right? What are the things, and here's like key elements. No matter how bad the shit is, that you got to shift, okay? I'm totally stealing Michael Smith's statement here. Stole it. I'm going to just create a course called Shift That Shit. Hint, hint. But if you really want to shift that shit, then one of the big pieces to it is to stay in your joy, stay in your bliss, and that helps you eliminate the white noise. So a person that is in their joy, in their bliss, even when it is overcast and rainy outside, or so it appears, if you can find the beauty, the blessing in those overcast days, in those rainy days, and those stormy days that life brings us, then you're going to be able to tap in a lot more, because tapping into your joy is giving you that little bit of connection. Because when we're connected, guess what we have? We have joy, we have those things. It's there. That connection, when we don't allow, you know, the universe, God, creator, to become white noise, we have eternal joy. We have that inside of us. That's the way that our core, what we are supposed to be experiencing. And we don't realize how good we can feel. To steal one from Kevin Trudeau there. He has a statement of, you know, if people, I don't remember exactly what the quote is, but it's about, like, you know, the power of feeling good, that, you know, we don't realize how good we can actually feel. And what it means is that, you know, everything that we want to create comes from a place of feeling good. If you're not feeling good, then you're not going to create stuff that makes you feel good. Okay, that's why I focus in on the body, right? And it really is about that feeling, that how do you physically feel? How do you emotionally feel? How do you spiritually feel? And being able to increase feel good feeling. So find your joy, find the things that make you laugh, find the things that legitimately bring a smile to your face, find the things that really move you, you know, like move you. I'm talking about like just grab you and go, yes, I'm a fuck yes to that. That was moving. There's this experience there, these things that just like, and maybe it's not always a positive feeling in the essence of, you know, like, maybe it just grabs at your heart and makes you go, oh, but you're still like this, fuck yes, because the message is so powerful. For example, last night after a long Sunday, ended up sitting down on the couch and Braveheart came on, and Braveheart's my second favorite movie. I love that movie, and you know, I ended my night crying because, you know, as he's being killed there, and he calls out freedom. Yeah, my heart went, and I dropped some tears for Mel Gibson in that moment, you know. But what that was is that's my connection to the crusade. That's my connection to the understanding that freedom really is that important. I would say that, you know, yes, if you give me a choice between anything, I'm going to choose my freedom every single time, because I know that freedom, without freedom, we have nothing. So that's that moving moment. So I had that moving moment. I had a lot of moving moments yesterday, but that's the one I'm going to share. So there you go. But find those moving moments. If it is a movie like that can get you into your heart, that can get you going, yes, you know, like, or it brings laughter into your life, or opens you up in some way, great. If it's music that opens you up in some way, if it's going and doing something, you know, go out to even like a comedy hour or something, someplace where you're laughing, where you're enjoyment. Get around people that make you smile. Get around people that are supportive of you shifting your shit. Get around people that are thinkers and feelers and forward moving. If they're stagnant and they're stuck in quicksand, you probably don't want them in your life if you actually want to shift your shit, okay? So watch the people that you're around. And I know I did a whole talk early in the month, I believe, on what the message of your peeps, I believe it was called. So go back and watch that, because the message of our people, our tribe, the people that we hang around with, is very, very strong in this whole thing, because they can help us or they can hinder us. And often what we have in the average and ordinary way of thinking is that our friends and our family and our colleagues, our work colleagues, all become part of the creation of the white noise. They distract us from connecting, and they give us support to not connect. So really look at that. I mean, it's really, really looking at all the different areas that you're allowing white noise to form so that you can't hear. And when we can't hear the messages, if you find yourself going, and I've been guilty of this myself in lots of different ways. My personality is I just keep asking, and that's because I realize I'm not getting it. So I'm like, all right, Lord, help me here. I'm a stupid human. I need clarity. I need a very direct message. Please send a baseball bat. Like I asked for the baseball bat. I'm like, please give me a baseball bat. I'd rather it hurt right now and me get the message and feel the connection than to not get the message and have a much bigger baseball bat that shifts my life in a negative way. I want my life to be shifting in a positive way. So send me a baseball bat message some way, right? So that's the other thing, is you have to ask. You have to actually want the connection, and you've got to ask for it. Otherwise, have fun in your white noise. Have fun in your disconnect. And the asking has to really, truly be desired. Has to be desired. So you have to, and that means that asking means that you're going to feel this opening, because you've got to open up to it. You can go, I really want a message. I really want a message. And then if you go on about your day and you're not really truly wanting the message because it scares the shit out of you as to what that message might be, then you're not going to, the messages might be coming, but it's not going to be very powerful messages. If you really truly want the message, you're going to come at it from a different energetic level, and you're going to have more of a surrendering opening that will happen, and the message will come through. And sometimes you still miss it. A lot of the times you still miss it. So you keep asking, okay? Keep the asking going. But the trick that what I'm really wanting you to focus in on here today is the, where are you creating the white noise that's blocking the communication? So is blocking you from not being able to hear those messages. Because as long as you allow God to be in the white, become the white noise that, or that, it's like you see the lips moving, but you don't know what the hell they're saying. That white noise. Then basically realize that what's going on there is that you're kind of being put on hold, and at the same time, you're not going to be able to receive really important messages that, signs, messages, whatever you want to call them, downloads, some people refer to, whatever term you want to use there, you're not able to receive those if you're not an open channel to receive those, which means you got to knock out that white noise. And if you can't receive your messages, well then guess what? Shit starts happening. So that's when all of a sudden stuff just kind of comes, out of left field, and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? What the heck was that? And your life takes these drastic changes, and you don't really see it, and then you experience it in a very painful way because you're shut down. That's probably you're already in this tense position, inflexible position where you can't move, and then when stuff comes out of left field because you're not connected, you're not paying attention, then all of a sudden you're on, what the heck was that? You know, why does bad stuff always happen to me and good stuff always happens to everybody else? I'm just not a lucky person. You know, it's just not supposed to be for me. You go into that victim mode. So look at where you're in victim mode, and that's probably where you're creating white noise. Eliminate the white noise and take responsibility, which means eliminating the white noise, because you are responsible. Everything that is going on in your life, you brought in, okay? You brought in either through your opening to it or your resisting of, okay? Either way, you brought your shit in. So, but yeah, so there you go. There's the topic of the day. Really pay attention to where that white noise is at, and try to clear it out. Make a connection to the higher. Okay. Oh goodness. Just making sure that I didn't miss anything over here. Quiet time is like moving the antenna, filtering out the distractions and interference. In the silence, divine speaks, sings, and flows. Yes, you know, thank you for making that point right there. Speaks, sings, and flows. And here's the thing, is that sometimes messages come through to us. You're welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. Sometimes messages comes through where all of a sudden a song starts playing, or you know, somebody comes up and tells us a story, or we have, you know, a book appears repeatedly, or sometimes we just might be sitting in silence and we're seeing colors or pictures, or just this word comes through, you know, the word comes through, and you just tune in. Realize that you have to tune in, okay? So you have to open the doorway, and that's what the white noise is, that door. So open it, clear it out, okay? So, okay, I love you guys, and I will catch you tomorrow at 6 a.m. As always, if you have it in your heart, please share this talk on your pages. Help get Conscious Coffee out there a little bit more, and I will catch you guys at 6 a.m. Okay, bye everybody.